Well, it's official. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you are all doing well, and I'm wearing my cap straight because I've been criticised by you guys down in the comment section that it's always an angle. Anyway, Chelsea have officially announced the appointment of Thomas Tuchel. It is official, it's done. We can all leave our thankful sentiments to Frank Lampard as Chelsea move on and hopefully look to save their season and claw back a top 4 position, and who knows, beyond. Today I want to talk about what players might feature under Thomas Tuchel, speculating a little bit, but some players that he might like in certain formations. Also, I want to read out the statement from Chelsea Football Club regarding the appointment of Thomas Tuchel, and you'll be interested to know that he touched down in London and he actually took a training session at 6 p.m. today. At time of recording, that's like half an hour ago, and the players have already had a training session today, so this will probably be a quick brief. It's coming super fast, guys. But Chelsea is a manic and crazy club, and it doesn't really surprise me. Of course, Anthony Barry and Joe Edwards took the earlier training today, and they'll be talking to Thomas Tuchel, explaining who's who, what's what, and trying to implement what he wants as quick as possible. But you'd imagine they'd tell him, look, for the moment, play this guy, and this formation for continuity because they're in form. Anyway, consider subscribing. It's going to be an excellent video today. You might like daily content from me here on Football Therapy. If you do choose to sub, make sure that bell notification icon is clicked. And if you're enjoying this roll of content, please do drop a like on the video to show your support. Alright then, let's get into today's video. So like I said, Comunicado Oficial, or whatever the Real Madrid thing is, it's official. I want to read to you now the statement from Chelsea Football Club so we can gain some context of what they're saying about our new German coach. Thomas Tuchel has been appointed as the new Chelsea head coach. He moves to Stamford Bridge following a 2.5-year spell at French champions Paris Saint-Germain, which came to an end last month. He will be the first German to manage Chelsea and arrives having guided PSG to 4 major honours and a Champions League final during his time in the French capital. Yes, we know Thomas Tuchel has done very, very well over in Paris. Let's read on. Prior to that, he spent 7 years coaching in the Bundesliga, first with Mainz, where he led them to the Europa League, and then a successful period with Borussia Dortmund, where he won the German Cup. At Chelsea, he will be reunited with Pulisic and Thiago Silva, who he coached during his spells in Dortmund and Paris, respectively. That's nice. I wonder if that was in the thinking of Chelsea Football Club when appointing Thomas Tuchel to not only get the best out of Havertz and Werner, but also Pulisic and Thiago Silva. Tuchel, who has signed an 18-month contract with the possibility of an extension, said, "I would like to thank Chelsea Football Club for their confidence in me and my staff. We all have the greatest respect for Frank Lampard's work and the legacy he created at Chelsea. At the same time, I cannot wait to meet my team and compete in the most exciting league in football. I'm grateful to now be a part of the Chelsea family. It feels amazing." So that's pretty good. That's nice. Good to hear, right? Part of the Chelsea family. He absolutely had to pay respect to Frank Lampard, not only because of the icon and figure he is at this club, but also for his good body of work he left at Chelsea. Top 4 gained the funds for the transfers, the new good players that Thomas Tuchel is now coaching, bringing in the youth, the academy players that definitely are good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club, that now Thomas Tuchel can use. And also, I want to comment at this point, an 18-month contract makes a lot of sense, especially with Chelsea coaches. You don't want to give them a long deal, a year and a half with the option of another year. And reportedly, that option can be triggered by either the coach, Thomas Tuchel, or Chelsea Football Club. Interestingly, let's read the final part of the statement. Director Marina Granovskaya added, "It is never easy to change head coach in the middle of the season, but we are very happy to secure one of Europe's best coaches in Thomas Tuchel. There is still much to play for and much to achieve this season and beyond. We welcome Thomas to the club. Thomas will take his first training session this evening and will be in the dugout for tomorrow's Premier League game against Wolves." Mad, isn't it? So he's taking as I record this video, Thomas Tuchel is training the Chelsea players over at Cobham. Incredible scenes, introducing himself, hopefully paying respect to their previous coach, and trying to gain a rapport with the new players. See who's who, what's what, who's been playing. Congratulate Tammy Abraham on, his hat trick. Congratulate Mason Mount on captaining the side last time out after being with the club for so long. If he starts at the club with these kind of pleasantries, then superb, great. Apparently, Thomas Tuchel has the capacity to be an incredibly charming man. Sure, it can go the other way also, but let's not focus on the negatives now. If you want the full lowdown on Thomas Tuchel, watch my last video that I uploaded this morning. But for the moment, let's focus on the positives. Interestingly, like Jurgen Klopp, I heard Raphael Honigstein say this earlier, they're both really, really tall, which might sound like a trivial detail, but actually, the way they command a room, it's peculiar because they are so large, they dominate over people, yet they can be really charming, and those two things married together make this interesting psychological aspect of, commanding a room, which is kind of important and interesting, I thought. Right, let's move on to the second part of the video and speculate what formations he might use for this Chelsea squad and what players he might want to play. Right, so Thomas Tuchel has used a 4-2-2-2 and a 4-2-4 recently at Paris Saint-Germain, but I don't want to talk about those two formations for the moment because I don't think, and there's a chance he'll go for the 4-2-2-2 with this current Chelsea squad, but I think he's more likely to go with either a 4-3-3, which he's used a lot throughout his career, or indeed a 3-5-2. So let's talk about the 3-5-2 a little bit, and remember sometimes Wolves play a 3-back system, which is of course his first opponent in the Premier League. Now the interesting thing about a 3-5-2 in this instance is he might immediately look to get the best out of Timo Werner. Who knows, maybe up top he plays Tammy and Timo again and plays Timo just off him and tries to get him to occupy the same space and run the same channels as he did so successfully at RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. Not only could he accommodate Chelsea's probably best striker this season in Tammy Abraham, but he could also look to get the best out of his German compatriot Timo Werner. And in a 3-5-2, he could play Kai Havertz in the number 10 behind the two strikers and play two midfielders there. And of course, Reece James and Ben Chilwell could quite easily play wing-back roles. Another really interesting thing about this formation is it is likely, whether a lot of Chelsea fans like it or not at the moment, Antonio Rudiger will keep a spot in this Chelsea team. Thomas Tuchel did want him at PSG, and there are rumours that actually he may have been contacted by Rudiger even prior to Frank Lampard being sacked. It's just, I can't validate these claims, it's just something that I've read. So with that, and of course them both being German, I think there's a chance that perhaps if it was a 3-back system, Thomas Tuchel might look to play Thiago Silva in a central sweeper role, play Antonio Rudiger as one of the centre-halves, and also bring in Kurt Zouma as another one of the centre-halves. And remember, Thomas Tuchel has coached so many French players and speaks fluent French, so he might be able to get a good relationship with Zouma. I think it's likely that he plays Edouard Mendy in goal as well. And when it comes to the other two midfielders, I'm thinking Kante, I'm thinking Mason Mount. Ooh, we'll have to see. I'm speculating at the moment, but the 3-5-2 could suit Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea a lot. Right, let's switch over and talk about the 4-3-3 a little bit more. Now, this is interesting because Chelsea have three very, very good wingers, and of course, one of them is in the shape of Christian Pulisic, the young player that Thomas Tuchel once coached over at Dortmund. Of course, we also have the likes of Hakim Ziyech, who is a senior player in his prime, and he's got great experience in European football in the Champions League, and he will expect to start for Chelsea Football Club. So perhaps a 4-3-3 is more likely, or a 3-4-3 with wingers. If we do go for a 4-3-3, I reckon it will be a sort of hybrid to a 4-2-3-1, and Kai Havertz might play in behind Timo Werner, and we'll get wingers in, probably Pulisic because he's played under Thomas Tuchel before, and the right winger would probably have to be Hakim Ziyech, which seems a little bit unfair for Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's probably been Chelsea's best winger of late, and also is wanted by Bundesliga giant Bayern Munich. You'd imagine Thomas Tuchel would know all about Callum Hudson-Odoi. This would probably be the safer approach for the moment because they've been training this formation with a back four system, and if it is a back four, you would imagine it would be Thiago Silva and Antonio Rudiger that keep their space for the moment, you'd expect. Although I worry for some of the academy kids that came through under Frank Lampard, Thomas Tuchel is not afraid to play youth, and he will take everyone into consideration, and he'll be looking at them right now as I speak, so it'd be interesting to see what formation and indeed what lineup he puts out against Wolves, but I don't think that necessarily will dictate what he does moving forwards. It will mean he's only had 24 hours with the team and he's just playing what he thinks is best at the time. Anyway, I'm keen to get your thoughts, feelings and opinions, so jump down into the comment section below and let me know those. Please do drop a like and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. That's it from me. Enjoy the football and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.